lines, we flush. We're doing it twice a year. We're doing a little harder for us. We're doing it more frequently. But anytime you get a reverse flow, of course, it breaks it loose.
Fire.
We're just dealing with hard water.
You have much manganese in your water, so much manganese in there.
We have a system that is not looped. It's a lot of dead
end lines, a lot of ability for that to settle out, and you start getting reverse flows or surges or hammer. And
that's another day, but I guess.
Big elephant.
If there's resolution to it, we're open for recommendations.
Flushing right now.
Yeah.
We're sort of a master case looking for somebody to help us.
Many years ago, just old systems.
I won't take you too long to
Thank you.
Again, thanks for the opportunity to have
Thanks
a
for the hat.
conversation.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Okay, we are going to try to move along as best we can. That was our primary purpose tonight. This is a special meeting. And there were a few items we didn't think could or should wait until the next regular meeting, so decided to do it here tonight. And where to start? Chris, did you have something you want to discuss?
Well, as Doug just mentioned, brown water continues to plague me. And I understand there was a fire in town. That's very unfortunate. Thankfully, we have people and equipment that can help in those situations. And I also understand that it stirs everything up all throughout town. But it seems like any time water pressure changes at all in town, all of the iron comes right over here and settles in my meter. And is there anything at all we can do? I know Doug looked at looping the line, said that had been addressed. Do you know exactly what he found there?
There are Doug's notes. I believe in the past you had asked Doug to find out if he was on a dead end, and I believe the answer is right there, not on dead end.
Yeah, I don't believe you are.
Okay, so I also understand Oak Street is, due to the way it's set up, it's kind of a bad area for collection of iron and so forth. Is it possible to move the meter coming off of Spring Street? 'Cause I'm actually closer to Spring Street than I am Oak Street.
Well, that's a good question.
Maybe better addressed by our water superintendent.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we had to send him out with the engineers. Like we
Right,
said, it's a special meeting. We have our next meeting is, what, 2 weeks? And Chris, if you want to be on the agenda and come back in, and we will set aside some time where you can ask Doug the questions directly. As you heard, we're addressing it with these engineers that are coming in to try to help. We're trying to tie a lot of these issues. You have brown water, I flood. So we're trying to tie as many of these issues together. I feel your pain. But if moving your meter to Spring Street would resolve this issue for you, I'm more than willing to hear it, and more than willing to work with Doug to get that done, if that would resolve your problem.
Okay, well, can we agree that you guys look into that on your end, I'll look into it on my end, so we can come to some sort of resolution during the next meeting?
Well, I'm not sure if we can get a resolution.
Well,
We're not the experts. We've got to
Right,
talk to Doug. But I definitely will tell you that it'll be addressed, and we will get the answers that we need to potentially come up with a resolution.
Okay, I'll be back then for the.
There are numerous places in town that have brown water on a regular basis, and it's not located in just one area. And it's bad for everybody, but it costs a lot of dollars to fix it. We've had a lot of people looking at it, but keep on searching for it. There's no easy solution other than to put all new lines in.
Well, the best I've come up with so far, like I said, is move the meter and see if that helps. And
That warrants getting more answers about it. If moving the meter would resolve it, then my personal opinion is we would if it would resolve the issue, I don't know why we wouldn't address it in that way. But without talking to Doug, I just don't know.
Right,
I can't commit, but we will put the attention to it.
okay, that's all I ask from you, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. Okay, Summer?
I come here tonight because I was wanting to figure out what the situation was with the community building and reservations and how that has gone about. And I hadn't had the opportunity to talk to Beth about that and just wanted to find out what the status was at this point and go from there to present whatever it is I can to the town board and decision be made as a whole, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. I figured you knew I was here.
Okay, is there,
I'm not,
I have I'll go ahead and I'll start from the beginning. Last September, at the end of the month, I called in here and talked to Beth about reserving the community building at the park, the new building, for my daughter's graduation. Her graduation, and there's another student's graduation. We're doing it as a group. And we wanted the weekend before graduation. It wasn't available. We decided on the 24th of May. It was open, there was no one's name down on that date. My name was put down to reserve it May 24th for that day. In the meantime, I called 3 days ago and was told it wasn't double booked, my name was removed and someone else's name put down. And from what I gather, this individual had asked about it before the year in advance, and the rule is here, you don't book a year in advance. And she had called a couple months ago to verify the reservation on that date, and her name was marked down and mine removed. So I want to know what policies and procedures or how things are going about when that reservation comes, because I've been asked to move my day and we have a group versus one parent scheduling for her son, and I've been asked to move mine to Sunday, which is not an option.
Yeah.
It's not an option. This goes around catering, cakes, our invitations in the process of being made through Shutterfly. It's a never-ending expense on top of, I know Chandra has a family member graduating from Washington, I have a family member graduating from Bloomington South, and Michael has the other girl, has a couple of family members that are graduating from area schools, and their families, my family, Chandra's family, have all went around our date to schedule their parties.
well,
It's a snowball effect beyond
it definitely
ugly
sounds like it.
belief.
From a board standpoint, let me start by saying I'm sorry that this has happened to you. I couldn't imagine the orchestration of all of those families getting together on a certain
It's
day
crazy.
is crazy enough. Secondly, it is graduation. They only get that once. So I understand the importance to your family on it. That being said, as it pertains to the scheduling and reservations of that building, the board as a whole has had little or no control or part of that. That's basically been handled in this office. Is that right? I can't answer that. Your situation, pulls me back to basic right and wrong. I know how I would feel if I had a reservation that I made in September and there was no conflicts in the schedule. But unless there is an ordinance or a ruling from the board that I'm not aware of, we don't have any control over what this office does with the schedule.
well, we set the general
Yeah.
parameters, but we don't deal with it on a daily basis, but
You would still be the governing body though.
Yeah.